Senator Whitehouse.
Well, lest the record of this committee hearing confer any implication that we all agree that originalism is a legitimate judicial theory, let me offer the contrary view. And I would commend to all of you, as a piece of light reading, Dean Chemerinsky's book, Worse Than Nothing, which I think does an effective job at debunking originalism. Another canard that turns up in this committee all the time is the notion that you all need to come in bearing a judicial philosophy. Too often in my experience, the notion of having a judicial philosophy is a mask for a series of doctrines that tend to benefit certain litigating interests. And I don't think you need much more to be a good judge than to know the Constitution, to understand what words mean, and to be able to honestly read statutes in light of their language and what the Constitution says. And if you bring honor and rigor to that inquiry, you'll be just fine without having to know one damned thing about originalism. So I want to just make sure that that's clear in this room. We are not uniform in our view that originalism is something you need to adhere to. And in my view, I think it's actually a tainted doctrine that was cooked up and designed with the specific intention of favoring certain classes of litigants. So there, now you heard both sides. What I would like to ask you about is juries. You all as district judges are going to be managing juries. They are very obviously an important fact-finding appendage in your courtrooms, but for a very long time, people who have been very thoughtful about American government and about judicial systems have seen juries as being actually much more important than that they're actually a part of our American system of government, and that going out of your way to make sure that juries hear cases and that everything isn't driven away from juries and driven to settlement conferences and so forth actually contributes to the civic health of our country. And the juries have a very specific role all the way back to Blackstone, which is that they stand as a safeguard against the power and wealth of the most powerful and wealthy citizens. It's really hard to fix a jury. Messing around with a legislature happens all the time. Influence on presidents, part of the standard operating principles of American influence making. But when you mess with a jury, particularly if you tamper with a jury, that's actually a crime. And you don't get to go back at them because they always turn over new juries, new juries, new juries. And it's all part of a design to make sure that no matter how wealthy and powerful and important you are, when you come before a jury, you stand equal with your accuser. So I just want you to share any thoughts you may have about what kind of importance you will give the role of the jury in managing your courtrooms, and you have 1 minute for 5 people.
Senator, it's a crucial aspect of our justice system as provided by the 6th and 7th Amendments of the Constitution. I've had the honor of presiding over juries. I don't want to take all of the time, but I'm amazed to see 12 people come from different professional backgrounds, economic backgrounds, parts of the district, come together and truly listen to the evidence and apply the law from the court.
And Senator, I'll just add that almost my entire professional career has been in service of the American jury trial. As a trial attorney for 20 plus years, in criminal trials and civil trials, and then over the past 7 years as a federal magistrate judge at the trial court level. I presided over 7 jury trials in that job as well. So I share your admiration and importance for the American jury trial.
Senator, over the last 13 years where I served as a trial court judge in New Jersey, I've presided over approximately 70 jury trials. It is inspirational to see folks come from every corner of a county, from different socioeconomic backgrounds, races, ethnicities, career options. And what I tell my juries is they are collectively smarter and wiser than the sum of its parts.
Ms. Merchant, Ms. Farbears, you're spared by the clock, but I look forward. If you have any different views, please let me know and as a response to questions for the record. And Mr. Chairman, I raise this point because I see the United States Supreme Court as having a very persistent effort to degrade and diminish the role of the civil jury in our system, and I think it's very important that we see the price of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Blackburn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to each of you, congratulations. I love hearing your stories